Okay, let's go.
Well, hi, friends of Coachella Valley. Jose here from the New Mindset. I can't speak enough about the person I'm sitting here with today. The first time we met, you told me that you created a light show, and I was just like blown away about your capabilities. You do so much more here in the Valley. But please introduce yourself. What is your name?
I'm Kenzie. I go by Kenzie Bee. I'm a lighting tech out here in the Coachella Valley. I've been doing it for over 2 years now, and I absolutely love my job. Just bringing my creative passion to the Valley.
I'll tell you that, I mean, I've seen, I think all people go to concerts, and I've seen the big ones, and I've seen the small ones. I've seen the technically correct, the technically incorrect. But you have a certain magic about you. And what I love about that day that I met you was something happened. There was a glitch in the Matrix a few months.
Yeah.
And you went into this panel. You just kind of like went onto this mode of just fixing. Yeah. And I don't know what you did. And you just kind of fixed this row of lights that was otherwise like completely disposed. Yeah. And that ability to do that, oh my gosh, I never really seen somebody actually get in there and get their hands dirty and do that. But before all that, so let's talk a little bit about your past. Tell me about your roots. Where does Mackenzie come from?
I come from here. I'm born and raised in the Coachella Valley, specifically Bermuda Dunes, so that side of the valley.
Oh, okay, same. Now I live there, so I get it.
Went to Palm Desert High School, and I was blessed to be in the engineering pathway. So that's kind of where all of this kicked off. So each year we would go over different like engineering branches, basically like mechanical, electrical, that kind of thing. And we would dive into different projects, doing different experiments and such. So I basically learned from that I wanted to be an engineer.
Of lights. Sound?
So at that time, I didn't know specifically.
All right.
I didn't know that my position was even a thing back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, up until I applied for the job, I didn't know a lighting tech was really a position.
Wow.
Or a job at all. So
that's crazy that you didn't know that. That's insane.
Yeah.
What would you say is the spark that got you into that lighting tech field? Like, what was it that kind of stirred your mind into that?
Well, I over the past after high school, over the few years after that, I really went in and I took a lot of different jobs. I'm kind of like a job hopper. I discovered a bunch of different skills that I like. And then I got to a period where I needed another job, and I was like, well, let's see what's out there. I came across it, and it said it was beginning, entry level, and I was like, you know what? I probably have the skills. If I put them all together, I bet I could do it. Why not just try it? So I went in, and he let me just sit down on the computer for an hour to see if I could do it. And that was it.
Now,
so I found my love.
Where was this job?
At Pretty Faces nightclub.
And yes, currently where you are.
Yes, I'm still there.
Pretty Faces is a nightclub that's connected to Hotel Sozo here in California. Now, just so you know, this podcast is international, so people maybe don't know where it is. It's a great place, beautiful.
Yes.
The setting, it's very mystical, and your light shows really make it stand out.
Thank you.
It really, really do. Where did you get the inspiration to create that specific setup of like a light show fun feel? How did you do that? Where did you get that inspo?
So the setup was already there as in the arrangement of lights, but I've completely brought in my own, like when it comes to software and programming, the colors and such. So over the past couple of years, I've really just learned to read the vibe of the crowd and see what they like, what they adapt to. Sometimes if I do too much red, like throughout the entire night, it'll chase them out because they want more fun colors and stuff and some more life to the party. So I've just learned to adapt and what patterns people really click with what colors and patterns go with certain like types of music. So like hip hop versus house music.
Wow.
It's totally different.
So you really, really like kind of dove into it.
Yeah.
Wow,
even
crazy.
When it comes to like bass and hi-hats, they all have different colors and different patterns in my head. So yeah.
Where did you continue your education in that, or did you just kind of focus on that job?
Yeah, so for a while I just focused on the job, and then after like 6 months, when I felt like I had a base grounding on like a little bit of experience, I dove into really getting the knowledge behind it so I can like level up what we have going on there and everything.
Okay.
So I went to the Academy of Production Technology.
Whoa.
Yeah, really,
Whoa,
really cool.
that's awesome.
But still, great education.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you go through all that through like 2020, I'm assuming, and 21? And
yeah, so after I started, so like 2022 to 2023 is when I did it. Yeah.
So you were able to get into it without having to like break from the world, because everybody did that.
Yeah.
Were you, as you were there, did you have like, was that your first job?
For lighting?
Yeah.
Yes, that's my first lighting.
And how do you find, I'm just going to put this out there. So you also work, and this is so insane, you also work for a jet facility.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Now I'm going to try to describe Mackenzie for the world. So you are this super young, fairly thin individual, if you like. And more often than not, you're over there carrying jet fuel.
Yes. Large
hoses. Walk me through that. How did you get there in the first place?
Again, just on a whim, I had some time open, and I was like, you know what? Let me just take a little search technical jobs near me. Because I just knew I wanted to stay in the technical field, and there wasn't many other lighting opportunities out here. So I'm like, let me jump into something else. And I went in, and they love me, you know? I have to really defend because of my size and everything. I have to really defend that I am capable.
It's ridiculous because you wouldn't. I love that about you. You're really breaking this stigma.
Yes.
Because a lot of people kind of, I felt the first time I heard about it, and I saw a post that I think you did, and I was like, no way. I mean, you truly are breaking a big stigma that people that are too thin or big or not small or not, or if they're men or women, you really are just kind of breaking a mold out there.
Yeah.
And that's here in the Coachella Valley. That is ridiculous. Could you tell us what jet line you're working for?
Yeah, so I work for Crown Aero. That's our FBO. It's for the Bermuda Dunes Airport, so it's all private.
So it's really private.
Yeah. It's the tiniest one out here.
Yeah, you literally, if you didn't know it's there, you would never experience it. Yeah, 100%.
Even the pilots can't find it.
I was gonna say, are you gonna make your way into being a pilot? Jeez Louise.
I wanted to, but I'm like, you know what? I need to like rain down and like focus. I kind of like to dive into too many things at once.
So before we start talking more about the present, let me ask you about this. I recently heard that you wanted to become a DJ as well.
Yes.
And resident DJs and clubs are a very well-known thing here in Palm Springs. So as I understand, you're trying to become the resident DJ at Pretty Faces.
Yeah.
Tell me how that process is going for you.
It's going great so far. So it was more so I was just playing with it on my own, because it's a lot like lighting when it comes to the controller board. And I just have that natural ear for sound and mixing and such. So I was just playing with it at home. And then I kind of just threw the opportunity out there, like, hey, you know, I could DJ, like, just give me a chance, you know, let's see what happens, like on a slow night or something. So I was given that opportunity.
Wow.
And I had my first show probably like a month ago now. DJ Mixie is my
is that your name?
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Yes. And so I do have another show upcoming on the 15th of June.
Okay.
Hotel Zozo for Flamingo Pool Party. So you can get tickets.
Well, before we hold on, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's cut to a quick commercial. When we come back, let's talk about what you're doing today and the projects that are here. And man, I have questions for you. So we'll be right back. Let me tell you about events with the new mindset. We always have the best, and you can't say the best without King Events. Jerry at King Events has always been there for me for every single need that I have. Man, this guy's amazing. But let me have somebody share their story. You can hear it for yourself.
The first time I booked with King Events, I was working at a local jewelry store. We had a mechanical bull on a very busy date, and Jerry was able to accommodate to our needs. The entertainment was great. Working with his team was super easy, and he was there to answer every question we had. I can't recommend him enough. Not only is King Events my go-to for family or business parties, they are also local and family-owned. Call them today at 1-760-238-1692. Again, that's 760-238-1692.
Don't forget to call today. And now let's get back to the show.
Okay, we're back. So go ahead, take a sip. BuzzBox. Here when you need it most. So Kenzie, today you are not only in the realms of impossibilities, you're also now trying to be established as a DJ name. And so your first gig is coming up.
Yes.
Is it your first gig or is it more like your first event?
It's more like my first like full-blown event because I did have the gig, but I was more just an opening set.
Right.
And just trying it out. So
as you're going into it, what's the name of the event?
It's the Flamingo Pool Party.
Okay. And where is it held at?
Hotel Zozo.
So you're gonna be out in the pool?
Yes. Yeah. All day. So
in the pool.
Huh?
It's getting hot.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, I won't be in the pool.
How do you prep for that? I mean, I gotta imagine that, you know, the DJ sets and then all the machinery gets hot and you yourself are gonna have to deal with the others. Like how are you gonna prepare for that one?
I mean, because I work at the airport as well, I do have a lot of UV gear, so I'm kind of pretty all set when it comes to
That's awesome.
I'm used to working outside.
That's fantastic.
Like,
how long have you worked there at the
airport? A year now.
Yeah. Oh wow! So you really holy,
yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So as you're growing your base as a DJ, what's one of the next steps you're taking today to kind of continue to grow that brand? Have you already created your logo? Are you going to create an Instagram page, or what's your plan?
Yeah, I definitely need to work on all of that. I'm in the works of creating the logo and doing all of that. Because I'm working on so many other things, you know, it's hard to do that. But as I start getting booked more, you know, I'm gonna be.
Do you have an idea of what type of music you're gonna be focusing on? I know it's kind of hard at first, because I know that, you know, there's obviously very many branches you can go into. But what's your thought? Like, what do you think is gonna be your niche? Do you have an idea?
I love like Eurodance. I think bringing like that out here would like just be absolutely amazing, especially for all the girls and gays. You know, I think everyone would love it. Eurodance, dance, 80s. You know, a little mix of all of that.
Have you watched Eurovision on Netflix?
Yes.
That was my introduction to it. Listen. I love Eurodance.
Yes.
It is something fantastic. If you can remix Will Ferrell into anything, should really do it.
Yes.
As you continue into this world of DJing and you're still doing the live shows, how do you think that you're going to incorporate two so that you kind of have to split yourself into different people sometimes?
Yeah.
So how do you think you're going to do that split, and like, do you create your own schedule? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so for now it's like kind of two separate worlds. However, there's definitely a perfect mix that can happen, right? Because they are pretty much the same technology. So what I plan to do eventually is hopefully have a lighting board next to the DJ board and be doing both. I've been practicing that.
No way.
Yeah, so if you check out my Neon Noise DMX channel.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Instagram.
Okay,
I have a couple videos.
Let's make sure we'll put that on the link in the description so that you guys know where to go.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I mean it's a lot to like process in the moment, but I just basically like set up my lighting controller right in front of my little DJ board. And then as I'm building up my music and my set, I'll like hit the lights at the same time and just kind of, just go back and forth and do drops, blackouts.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're basically now that's a cool design. If you incorporate two into one, it'd be cool if it was just connected through one XLR cable.
Yeah,
exactly. You have to worry about all the
that's where engineering comes into
play.
Oh my gosh. Hopefully one day.
I'm just thinking of the cabling nightmare of that.
True.
You know, I for people that don't know,
lighting
isn't just pretty lights and you plug it into the. There's so much that goes into it.
Seriously.
What do you think goes better with music? The lights that react to sound, or something that's already set or preset?
By preset, do you mean like programmed?
Correct. Programmed. Something.
Definitely programmed.
Okay.
Sound reactive is just. It's okay. I mean, it's good for like passive lighting, but if you want the audience to be really engaged, you really need a set that's like programmed specifically for that, or somebody doing it live, which that's usually how I do it. It's just live.
You have to go through the feel of it too. Oh my gosh. That's like so much work.
It is.
I mean, honestly, I feel like, how do you find time in the day to do all this?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, seriously. Like,
you don't think about it. You just flow. Like we were talking about earlier. You don't think about it.
Oh, you're right.
Just make it happen.
There's times where I myself, I caught myself doing I repeated that. I gotta switch that out. So I caught myself before that. I'll start a project and I'm in the middle of it, and then another one comes on, so I start that one.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow you find a way to finish all of it, so everything kind of is a completed thing. But man, does it take a toll? Yeah. How much of your work and regular life balance are you juggling?
It's mostly work. However, I would say that my work is fun. So it's like, I have nothing to complain about, That's fantastic. I'm constantly just living like, a fun life. So yeah, it's my best case scenario, honestly.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Some people like to do one more than the other, but if you can find that little balance in between it, that's fantastic. And the fact that you fall in love with it.
Yeah,
because people could completely hate it after a while. Have you ever found yourself just kind of frustrated and you want to like stop?
Yeah, definitely. There is like a lot of moments where the lights are there's too many problems. And with lighting, it's really hard to diagnose where the problem is coming from. So sometimes it could go on for weeks and you're like, man, I just don't like,
it could go on for weeks?
Know what the problem is. Sometimes like if you really don't know where the actual like defective area is, it's hard to trace.
So something like that's happened to you?
Oh yeah, especially in a system of 16,000 channels. That's festival level lighting, So
of course.
Just because of our pixel panels and stuff, but yeah, sometimes that does happen, and it can get frustrating because it's like week by week, I'm like, I just want it to be back to normal so I can be in that flow state. But I always eventually get there, and the problems are always eventually solved.
That's fantastic. I mean, how do you even? I can't even think of the mathematical solution to that. Has got to be something just beyond this world. The fact that you have the patience for it.
Yeah.
And then you put so much time and effort into it. Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah. Well, let's cut to the quick commercial.
Okay.
When we come back, let's talk about your future. Let's see what's happening for you. Obviously, we know you're trying to be a DJ, but what else is there, What is the next year, 2 years, 5 years look like? All right, let's do it. Hey, friends of Coachella Valley, Jose here for the New Mindset. We're so excited to bring you our 4th of July event to the Village in Palm Springs. We've been having events there all month long, and we have Lexi here to tell you a bit more about that.
Hey guys, Lexi here. So let me tell you about the experiences with the New Mindset at the Village. From the drinks to the dance floor, the atmosphere, it's always a hit. With different events from Monday to Sunday, there's never a miss. We'll see you at the next event. Stay tuned for more.
Okay, we're back. So, Kenzie, let's walk through your future. Okay. Let's walk into it. Okay, so tomorrow, what is tomorrow for you? What is it bringing?
Tomorrow is actually the Fade after party at Pretty Faces.
Oh, I've heard about that.
So yeah, that's very exciting.
Tell me a little bit about that. Fade is the DJ?
Yes, okay. At Acrisure, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be there at Pretty Faces for the after party.
Yes.
Wow. So you're gonna be doing lights and or DJing that night?
I will just be doing lights. Okay. Yeah. I do actually, though, have a DJ opportunity tonight, which is, I just remembered about that. But yeah, after this, I have to go get ready for that. We're talking about being in the flow of things. I forgot.
So you have a gig tonight.
Literally.
Here we are.
Yeah. And it's my first one of this style. So I'm doing the hunk show tonight at Pretty Faces.
Whoa, go back. All right, what's the hunk show?
It's basically a strip show, male strip show.
Okay.
Hunkomania, right? So they're pretty well known.
Okay.
And we host it at Pretty Faces.
Wow. And so you're gonna DJ that?
Yeah, I'm filling in for the DJ this time.
Are you gonna do also the lighting?
Not the lighting today. Yeah, I can't do it because there's a spotlight.
I was gonna say, how are you gonna do the okay? Yeah, there's no way.
The guys will just have to cover that. The DJ is a little bit more important for that.
It'd be really funny, like one of the stripper guys is doing the light.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be work out.
So you're gonna be doing the DJ set for that. I'm assuming the show's like an hour.
Yeah.
And then it ends, and then you just continue playing. So that's all tonight.
Yeah.
Wow,
and then I'll hop on the lights.
Because doesn't the pool party happen on Sunday or
on Saturdays? Yeah. So
today's so hold up. Talk about that. You're going tonight. You're gonna be doing that gig. You're gonna sleep for 2 hours. Come back the next day. So I remember it's a midday party, right? A pool party.
Yeah.
So they start this weekend, but you won't be a DJ until later down the road.
Yeah. I'm booked later. Yeah.
Well, how is it like working with Zozo?
I love it. They're amazing. Yeah, I have no complaints.
So let's talk more about the future of Pretty Faces. So your goal is to become the resident DJ there, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah, one.
How often would you be doing shows there once you get to that point?
Hopefully, we want to open up on Wednesdays. So hopefully I'll have a Wednesday night. That's what we're working towards.
That's, yeah. The future
no promises, but
spell
we're
many
working
things,
towards.
you never know.
Yes.
Besides that,
that's the goal.
You're working on so many things.
Yes.
So to ask you about one specific one's kind of unfair. You have many things going on. What else does Kenzie have in her future that maybe you haven't talked about?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't mentioned, I'm over at Hunter's nightclub now. I'm filling in there quite often, actually. I've been there pretty much every week for the past couple months.
Whoa.
At least like once a week.
DJing?
No, just doing the lights. I know.
You do the lights at Hunter's too?
Yeah, so that's been an amazing
for those of you that don't know, because we gotta talk about this. Hunter's is a pretty big, I would say it's a pretty big nightclub in Palm Springs. Yeah. The scene there is very much LGBTQ, and the light shows are pretty intense. I mean, and it has a big old screen. How is it like multiple screens into one, or is it one big screen?
They have one big screen, and then the other ones are just like promoting Hunter's night.
So then the one screen that's behind the DJ is one full screen.
Yeah, and that runs off like Resolume and DVI protocols.
So then you are in charge. Do you handle that too? So you create all of that backdrop, like we'll call it a backdrop. Because it kind of creates a backdrop of the DJ.
Exactly, yeah.
So you do all that.
Yeah, so they give me their logo, and then I've been experimenting with like the different downloads and backgrounds that they have on there. So I'll just flick around and click different backgrounds as I'm doing the lights, so I can change up, like make the entire room turn like red when it's like a more sexy song or something, like, and then switch it up to blue when it changes.
Oh, that's awesome. What is it that you do that helps you read the room so well?
Kind of just, I feel like I have a really good sense of the, like, just feeling the energy in the air, the vibes, but I also just reading the crowd, seeing how much people are dancing, seeing if they're kind of just, off to the side, like, this isn't really that fun. And then seeing if I change the lights, if that makes a difference. Like if it's me that can make a difference. So you can also
test it.
Or if it's the music,
that's awesome.
Because sometimes it is me and I can tell, or if I'm overstimulating the crowd.
You're right.
A lot of the time that happens. They're like, yo, like this is too much.
It's too much.
Yeah, they're like, you're strobing me. Like I want to leave. So I'll like turn it off and they'll come back.
So you really, really create an environment where people not only want to come, but also stay.
Exactly.
So for any nightclub, that's actually a pretty good deal because most places, not most places, but some places, you walk into it, and if you're just not feeling the room, you leave.
Yeah.
So a lot of it has to do with not just the lighting, but the vibe overall.
Yes.
And what you're telling me is that you can sense the vibe of all these people. There's like 400 people out there. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Where do you station yourself that you're able to see all of that?
Well, they in both the nightclubs, they have like a little booth for me. So it's usually a little bit elevated. And then I have a good view of either both the DJ and the crowd. So
what do you think is more important to pay attention to, the DJ or the crowd?
I would say, honestly, it's equally as important because a lot of the time I have to read the DJ too. Like sometimes you can tell like they're just not having a good night. And they're not playing like their best set, and I have to kind of not match the energy, but like offset the energy with the lights and try to like bring a little bit more life or something to it. At least I try. You can only do so much. The music controls really, but like I try to match it. Yeah.
Well, it really does sound like you truly scan the room.
Yes.
It's much more than that. You do so much more than that. It's kind of hard to even explain it.
Yeah.
But you have a sense of. It sounds like all your senses are at play.
Yes, absolutely.
That's fantastic.
Also feedback, getting feedback beforehand and after, talking to the DJ. What do they want? Sometimes they have a specific vibe that they want. Like I've gotten specific requests, like less is more. They always like a solid red room, like no white light, no nothing. So sometimes, that's key. Yeah, to setting a vibe.
I'll ask you this. Well, I've been in theater all my life. More often than not, rehearsal. Okay, but I feel like sometimes as a light engineer, you don't get that chance.
Rarely.
Wow.
Pretty much never.
And so, how does it work when you walk in, you're setting up, and somebody comes up and says, "Hey, could you do this switch instead of this switch?" How hard is that?
It's extremely difficult, especially on the programs that we run right now, because we run Artist 3. It's a kind of an old school program, and so I have to go in and literally like reprogram the lights to do what they want, and that's a whole process. So I've gotten really quick at it. So now if they come to me last second, I can throw it up there real quick. But at the beginning, it's like, no, like you have to get this to me in advance. What? Like that's crazy.
That is insane that you not only do you have to go through that.
Yeah.
But it's funny because this is the wrong word to use. It's almost like you're punished the more adept you are at it. Kind of, right? It's almost like, hey, you could do it. Why aren't you doing it?
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh. With no animosity to anybody.
No.
Most people don't know what other people need to do in order to make something.
100%. Yeah.
So understandably, the fact that you make it seem so seamless, I would get the same idea. I would think that you could just flip a switch and there it is.
Yeah. Well, in a lot of protocols you can, in a lot of softwares you can. So I understand like where
do they come from?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I try to make it happen for them.
Now, if you could, because we're in the part of the future, right?
Yes.
What would be an event that you would look forward to being asked to be a programmer for one day?
Kawaii Rave. Kawaii Rave is super fun, super exciting. Everyone dresses up as cosplayers. We have DJs that come out from LA. They're fantastic. So that's super fun. And that's at Pretty Faces nightclub.
Outside of Pretty Faces, if you could go to anywhere in the world
anywhere. Wow.
What would you like to program and do for it?
Honestly, probably Burning Man. That's where.
Whoa!
So I went to Burning Man. 2021, I think it was.
Okay.
It was like right after I started my lighting career. Okay. And that's like when I truly was like, wow, this is
woke up.
Amazing.
It's
like,
a second awakening.
I started talking to all these lighting techs out there
Black Rock City is not a joke.
Yeah.
To those of you that don't know, Burning Man is a festival. It's more than a festival.
Oh,
it's hard to explain. I'm going to summarize this as best as my experience. Please tell me your experience. It basically, you pack your car with as much of, I try to take water. I take a lot of music with me. A lot of batteries for sure.
Yes.
And, you kind of go and there's an exchange of not just ideas, but there's no money, right? Yep. There's no in between. So basically, Burning Man is a type of wooden statue in the center and a large city surrounding it, something like a circle.
Yeah.
And you can park in one spot and walk down the street, and then you're in the next block over. It's like a whole nother. You like really, it's a neighborhood. Yeah. And then what I gathered was, we went to this guy. He was giving out lemonade, and in exchange for the lemonade, we did a trade of what was it, like toilet papers, and it's not like goods for goods. It's just what you take with you is what you take out with.
Yeah.
So you really find yourself, and it's a beautiful, beautiful event with partying people that are just equal minded. What was your experience?
I had a beautiful time. We went in an RV, so we were a little bit lucky in that sense.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I saw a lot of people's tents get pretty messed up from all the wind and stuff. So we had a pretty privileged experience, I'll say.
That's cool.
But we used that, we brought people in like when their tents were getting messed up and stuff. But anyways, no, I really focused on the lighting, of course, but I focused on meeting all of these people that were into that and just gathering like what their journeys were, how they do what they do, what softwares they use, just to expand my knowledge and understanding of the world.
And you never know who you're talking to, and there's so many
it's amazing.
Incredible people go there you would never expect. It's insane.
That's just an amazing time.
Well, the cool part about Burning Man is at the end of the festival, they literally burn the wooden statue, and it's so you connect. It's almost like everybody's just like in sync.
So I'm gonna have to go back because I had to come back for work at Pretty Faces, and I missed that. I literally left the festival that morning, and I went to work that night.
The Burning Man?
I did. I know. We had a big event.
You have to go back and enjoy that because the 100%. Culmination of the event is the reason people go.
I know, yeah.
I'm sure people told you.
Yeah.
No,
I
this is a big one. But there's always next year.
Yes.
Black Rock City, we love you so much. I hope one day we get to do a podcast episode with all of the organizers. But it is quite the experience. Yeah, you're right. The lighting. I don't know how that works. I have no idea how they do it.
It's amazing. And especially out there.
It's out in the middle of nowhere. This is all
Yeah.
in the middle of the desert. There's no power plants or anything nearby. How they do it is beyond me.
Yeah.
Beyond
Beautiful.
me. Well, let's cut to the last commercial. When we come back, final thoughts. How would you encourage somebody to, do what you do? All right, let's cut to it. The month of June has been full of many surprises. One of the best ones that happened in my personal life, my youngest brother Eric has finally proposed to his longtime girlfriend Claudia. We're all so excited for the two of you to live a long, prosperous, and fulfilling life together. Claudia, we welcome you with open arms, and the team of the New Mindset sends both of you all the love. Thank you both for all the great memories we have and for the ones to come. Cheers. Good luck. Okay, we're back. So, Kenzie, a question I wanted to save for this moment is, I don't usually ask women this. How old are you?
I'm 24.
At 24 years old, you have had quite the extensive knowledge of various careers, if you must. That could, you could. There's people that do that. I've done that. I had multiple jobs and whatnot, but you learn from each one. You have a certain magic with what you do now. How would you? There's people that listen to this podcast worldwide. We never know who's listening. How would you encourage the next Kenzie that's sitting there in the room, wondering if they should do this, not even taking the first step? How would you encourage? What words do you have for that person right now?
Almost think about it like you're in your inner child state, right? It's like follow your curiosity, follow the things that make you question and wonder, like, how is that possible? The things that really intrigue you, right? And just no matter what job you're in, it could be something. It could be something like Dairy Queen, right? It could be Dairy Queen. You can find the value and the skills into that could lead you to where you want to go, and just slowly over time, you'll find your path and you'll find a way that works for you, right? So I think the best thing is just following that curiosity full force, like following your passions. Even if you feel lost, just wherever you can, just follow what makes you happy and just expand on that,
Would you encourage people to try out different jobs to find what they want, or would you say you should just focus on what you really, really care for the most?
That's where I have trouble, because sometimes I get too sporadic and I expand too much. So I definitely think there's a balance between that. I definitely think you need to hone in on a specific thing. But for me to get to lighting, I had to expand pretty far and wide to even figure out this was a job. So the path can look different for many people, but I think you definitely have to eventually find your tunnel vision, for sure.
That's good.
For sure. That's key.
Find your tunnel vision. That's fantastic.
Very key. That's my
really
goal
good.
right now.
Wow. Well, it really does sound like you're definitely in the right path. You're definitely hitting your beats. You're definitely going somewhere with it. I can't wait to have you back as your full-on DJ persona.
Yes.
I hope it's dressed up with neon lights.
Yes.
And full-on reactive sweater.
Yes, I will.
I think that, you definitely have a fantastic, very bright, no pun intended, very bright future in front of you. And I can't wait to see you on those pool events.
Oh, thank you.
If you could, so where can people find you?
I'm mostly on Instagram. You can find me at Kenzie M. Jean. And then also Neon Noise DMX on Instagram as well. And I'm going to be expanding to other platforms, hopefully YouTube soon. I just need to work on creating content and such. So
You need to work on creating content.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, the first thing you need to do is just set a camera and go, this is how I program this.
True.
Literally, people would just flock to it, trying to figure out how do I do A, B, and C,
True.
Well, thank you so much. We will make sure to put your tags at the end of this episode, and
Appreciate it.
Can't wait to continue seeing your growth and seeing where it goes. And let's have a part 2 where we have your DJ persona on, and let's hear how that day 1 went, 'cause I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure. Well, thank you so much to all of you listening, and Kenzie, thank you for your time. We do appreciate it. I know you have such a busy schedule.
Thank
For
you.
to be here, I mean, my gosh, we've been talking about this for some time.
Yeah. Seriously. No, I appreciate you having me on here
Thank you.
so much.
Absolutely.
So much.
Well, thank you to the rest of you. Have a great day or a good night.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.